announcements. So let's go ahead and turn to page 4, number 1. Here we go. Give me good posture. If you haven't done this in your lesson by memory yet, expect it this week. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Anna, phone a friend. 3/4 time signature. And what does that mean to us? Chloe? 3 beats per measure. This piece has both dotted half notes and dotted quarter notes, both of which we've been working on quite a bit. And Daniel, dotted half notes get how many counts? 3 is correct. And then we have dotted quarter notes. How many counts do dotted quarter notes get, Jillian? Dotted quarter notes get 1.5. She's indeed correct. Please demonstrate all of that vast knowledge that you just reported to me in number 113. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Ready, set, board. I'm going to ask for 6 volunteers that are willing to define one of each word, or one word. And then each volunteer, so let's say Will decides that he's going to define dynamics, then Will gets to choose someone that will give an example. Okay? So, is that the one you want? Yeah. Okay, so Will, and you all need to pay attention because we're going to do something with these words today, so I really need you to be good listeners. Thank you. Will.
Volume.
Will says the dynamics are volume, and he is correct. Will, who would you like to pick on to give us an example?
Kyle.
Who?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Pianoforte.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Who would like to define balance? Michaela. Phone a friend to help her out. Michaela. Say it again. How much each section is playing? I can take that. All sections need to be heard. Okay? What's an example? Michaela, pick someone that is going to give us an example of one part of balance. That is exactly right. So the flutes can hear the trombones, etc. Please keep in mind it doesn't mean that all parts are always all exactly equal. Okay? Correct note. I think this is one of the hardest ones to define because it's so easy. Yes?
Correct notes is good notes and you forgot style.
I know. Are you taking notes or something? I'll tell you why I intentionally left out style. I'll tell you at the end, okay? But what does it mean, correct notes? What do I mean by that? Yeah? Because you just said it back to me, correct notes means correct notes.
Like
Fingering. Okay. And what is an example? Pick on somebody. Real quick. Real quick. Yeah. Think of an example. Think of an example. Scale. What were you thinking of, Michaela? Other Michaela? Huh? Reading the music? Yeah. That's for sure. Okay. How about tempo? Yes, sir.
Keeping a certain beat, don't get in
Yeah, I'm looking for a one-word definition of tempo. One-word definition. You're on the right track. Those are examples. Ashley. Nope. Speed. You're close, Ashley. Now you can pick somebody to give us an example of tempo. Andrew, hang with me. We're almost done.
It's like half notes or longer, or the number of beats that a note would get.
I think you're thinking of rhythm.
No, like.
Phone a friend, Andrew. We need an example of tempo. Phone a friend. Who would you pick? Dawson.
Like on when this person says 84 notes.
So he thought of a specific example. Quarter note equals 80. Okay. How about articulation? Ava. How? I'm going to even be trickier than that. How you start the note, because it could be timing or not. Right. It could be timing or not. What's an example of articulation? Ava, pick somebody. I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise going on. I can't hear her. I think she's talking. Staccato. You said that because you know I can't spell that word. I think it's one C. It's two. See, I told you, I always spell it wrong. Am I right? Okay, so rhythm. Jillian, what is rhythm? Timing. She's right. And Jillian, pick somebody that can tell us an example of rhythm. with this one. Rhythm. What's an example of rhythm?
Like quarter notes, half notes.
Quarter notes, half notes, yeah, all of those. Good. So, take your piece of paper that was on your chair, and the first question is your name. Stop, hold on, stop. Asking you to get a piece of paper. Percussionist, brushes, I want you up. I know we're percussionists where I can see you, and you should have that piece of paper in hand, and don't use the mouse as a table. You are going to be careful not to go beyond the dotted line. You have the first and last name, and then you have a prediction of which of these 6 categories do we need the most help on with When the Wind Whispers. I'll give you 5 seconds to pick one. Do not continue to the next question until further instructions. Give me a thumbs up if you have your prediction. You are going to turn this in at the end of class. Put your hand down. Here's what we're going to do next. We are going to, remember how last time we recorded ourselves? We're going to record ourselves again after we practice for a minute. And then we're going to vote as a class. Well, actually, let's vote on our prediction. Raise your hand if you chose that we need to work on dynamics. If you wrote down the word dynamics, raise your hand. Raise your hand, nice and tall, so I can count it. Okay, raise your hand if you wrote down balance. Nice and tall, and you only get to raise your hand once, by the way. Raise your hand if you wrote down tempos. Raise your hand if you wrote down correct notes. Please stop the clicking, it's very distracting, and I know exactly who it is. Raise your hand if you wrote down correct notes. Raise your hand if you wrote down rhythm. Raise your hand if you wrote down I already did that one. Articulation. Okay. Whoever it is that's making a lot of noise with your hiccups, either quietly step out and get a drink or stop. We all know that if you hiccup with your mouth shut, it's not distracting. So please use good manners in the class. So we're going to narrow it down right now. Okay, correct notes, obviously that's important to me, but that wasn't what we really need to work on next. I would agree. Tempo, same thing. I think we're doing pretty well with that. Articulation, we're doing pretty well with that. So your prediction as a class is these 3. Dynamics, balance, and rhythm. Those are the 3 that remain that you thought were the most important before we even played a note. Now we're going to practice for a minute. distracting others because the saxophones were making all kinds of silly mistakes because of the way that you were behaving. Can you just sit right there?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so finish filling out your paper, but don't be distracting other people. Okay, we're going to do that again. Flute players, at the very beginning, you have such a long note. You have a whole note, tied to a whole note, tied to a whole note, tied to a whole note, right? Who can do that without passing out? Here's what you're going to have to do. Breathe at different times. You're all running out of breath at about the same time. It's at about count 6. So we have to be like really sneaky and take a breath at different times so you're not all breathing together. Can I hear the flutes at the beginning? Percussionists, please try to keep it quiet. I know that's not hard with the wind chime. Flutes at the beginning, breathe at different times so it sustains the sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Breathe when you need to. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now there's one person that's playing the wrong note, and that person we can tell when you breathe. Okay? Everybody else is playing F, so you gotta make sure that you play F, because everybody that was playing F, I couldn't tell when you were breathing. Okay? So make sure that you're playing the right note, because then it's not so stinky. Okay? The other comment that I wanted to make is that you might hear me going 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of you have noticed that when we play this piece? That's because when I don't do it, we kind of lose the steady beat. And that is what you were talking about. I bet the 14 students that voted rhythm, that's what they meant. Is that we can't stay steady because it's slower, and it's hard to be steady when we're slower. Sydney has probably the most notes in the whole band because she has 8 notes. She has a bunch of 8 notes. And so it's really important that she stays steady, but her part fits into our part. Trumpet players are just sitting right in front of her. You can hear her, right? So we want to make sure that it's really steady. And I can hear her. I'm 4 rows away. I bet you can hear her too, but you just might not have noticed before. Okay? Let's go at the beginning, and let's see if we can play it really steady. Okay? Flute players, do what you just did before. It was much better. Ladies, can you work in my office today instead of upstairs? Thank you. 1, 2, beginning, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. class. And anybody who doesn't have an instrument today, by the way, you are still filling out the white hat sheet. There's no reason that you can't be listening and filling that out as well. Okay, that was good recording. We did some really great things, and we did some things that we can keep improving upon. Let's see if technology is on my side and I can get this thing to play. If I can get it to work, here's what I want you to be listening to. I want you to be listening specifically to the rhythm, the balance, and the dynamics. And be deciding and considering which one we need the most work on. I'll give you a secret. There is no wrong answer. Because I was really hoping you'd narrow it down to these three, and you passed the test. You narrowed it down to these three. So now we have to figure out which one of these are we going to focus on first. Okay? Be good listeners, please. Poor lady, she was waiting and waiting and waiting for us to finish. Okay, so when you consider balance, it is important for you to know that the microphone for the recording is right here. So yes, it picks up clarinet players right here, and yes, it picks up trumpet players right there. So if you thought you heard a little more clarinet and trumpet than you prefer, that's because the microphone was over here. Okay? So I have two questions. One should be kind of easy, and one you have to think a little deeper. The first question beyond the dotted line is choose one focus area. You're going to write rhythm, balance, or dynamics that you want the band to improve upon. You could be writing the same thing you wrote in the question above, I don't know. But after you listen to it, which one of these do you think should be top priority? It is a goal that we can reach. And then the question following that goes right along with it, Grant, and that is, how can we go about improving that concept? What will we do as a band to improve, and how will we reach improvement? So, a poor example of a response would be play better. That's not a good answer. How do we play better? Okay? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? If your answer is dynamics, what is it that we need to work on to get better? If your answer is balance, what is it that we need to do to improve our balance? If your answer is rhythm, how are we going to go about fixing our rhythm? So which answer should be longer? The first, second, or third? Third. Make sure it actually looks like that. I'm going to let you play the recording, I think. Try to figure it out. Wow, you answer that. There are no wrong answers on question 1 and 2. The wrong answer in number 3 would be if you didn't give me enough details. So some of you give very short answers. Elaborate. Give me info. Give me the goods. Tell me as much as you can think of on question 3. Because you're going to turn it in at the end of class. If you think you're done, think of one more thing. Rushes, are you done? Are you ready to turn it in? 2, find measure 10. 1, 2. Trumpets, you gotta be ready, because you play in like 2 measures. 1, 2, measure 10, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Dig into those hand notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and
'Cause